Hi everyone! Welcome to our YouTube channel that's all about lifting you up and keeping you motivated. Here, we share powerful motivational speeches designed to support and inspire everyone in our community, no matter what challenges you're facing. My name is Adam, and I'm thrilled to have you here with us. Let's embark on this journey together, and remember, you're stronger than you think. Good morning, everyone. Let me ask you a simple question. What did you do yesterday? I'm not talking about the big things. I'm talking about the small, seemingly insignificant actions. Did you exercise, read, learn something new? Or did you spend most of the day scrolling on your phone or procrastinating? The truth is, your habits determine your future. Whether you realize it or not, the small actions you take every single day are shaping the life you'll have tomorrow, next year, and 5 years from now. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, once said, "You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems." That's a powerful statement, isn't it? Today, we're going to explore how small, consistent habits can either help or hinder your long-term success. We'll dive into real-world examples, proven strategies, and practical steps you can take to align your daily habits with your biggest goals. Let's break it down. Every successful person you admire, from athletes to entrepreneurs to artists, has one thing in common. They've built consistent habits that align with their goals. But here's the secret. These aren't huge, life-altering changes. They are small, daily actions that compound over time. Think about it. John C. Maxwell famously said, "You will never change your life until you change something you do daily." The secret of your success is found in your daily routine. Success doesn't happen in a moment. It's not the result of one grand effort or a lucky break. It's the product of hundreds, if not thousands, of small decisions made over time. Let's use an analogy. Imagine a plane leaving Los Angeles on its way to New York. If the pilot adjusts the plane's heading by just 1%, a tiny, almost imperceptible change, the plane won't land in New York. It could end up in Washington, D.C., or somewhere in between. That's the power of small adjustments over time. Now, apply that to your own life. If you want to improve your health, going to the gym once isn't going to do the trick. But if you build a habit of exercising daily, even for 20 minutes, those small actions will compound into long-term health benefits. The same goes for your career, finances, relationships. Your success is built on daily habits, not occasional bursts of effort. Here's the key. Small habits lead to big results. But here's where most people get it wrong. They think they need to make massive changes to see success. That kind of thinking is overwhelming and often leads to burnout. The truth is, success is the result of small, consistent actions taken over time. Let's take Warren Buffett as an example. He didn't become one of the richest men in the world overnight. His success was built on the foundation of consistent, smart investing habits over decades. Buffett once said, "The chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken." It's easy to underestimate the power of a single habit because it doesn't seem to have an immediate impact. But here's the thing. Habits compound over time, just like interest on a savings account. You might not see the results right away, but with consistency, those small actions will lead to massive outcomes. Let me ask you this. What's one small habit you can start today that will move you closer to your long-term goals? Maybe it's reading for 10 minutes each day, meditating, or spending 5 minutes reviewing your goals. These may seem insignificant in the moment, but over time, they can completely transform your life. Let's talk about how to build and sustain positive habits. It's not just about deciding to do something. You need a system in place. James Clear's Atomic Habits provides a great framework for creating habits that stick. He talks about the concept of habit stacking, pairing a new habit with something you already do. For example, if you want to start journaling every day, stack that habit with your morning coffee. So every time you make your coffee, you take 5 minutes to journal. Another powerful strategy is making your habits easy and accessible. Let's say you want to exercise more. Don't start with an hour-long workout. Start with something so small you can't fail, like 10 push-ups every morning. When it's easy to start, you're more likely to stick with it. Over time, you'll naturally increase the intensity as the habit becomes ingrained. Remember the famous quote by Aristotle, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. If excellence is your goal, you must focus on consistency rather than perfection. Don't aim for massive progress every day. Aim to get just a little bit better than you were yesterday. Over a year, those tiny improvements will lead to exponential growth. Now, let's look at some real-life examples of how habits can change lives. Take Stephen King, for example. He's one of the most successful authors of all time, and his secret is simple: consistency. King writes every single day, whether he feels inspired or not. He once said, "Amateurs sit and wait for inspiration. The rest of us just get up and go to work." He writes 2,000 words every day without fail. Over time, that consistency has led to more than 60 published novels. Or consider Serena Williams. Her greatness wasn't built on one match or one tournament. It was built on daily practice, day in and day out, even when she didn't feel like it. Her commitment to small, consistent improvements made her one of the greatest athletes of all time. These examples highlight one key principle. Successful people don't rely on motivation. They rely on habits. Motivation comes and goes, but habits keep you moving forward even on the days you don't feel like it. Now think about your own life. What would happen if you replaced one bad habit with a good one? How would your life look in a year, 2 years, or even 5 years from now? Remember, success isn't about luck. It's about the habits you create and the systems you follow. Now let's talk about something important: overcoming the challenges of building new habits. Here's the truth. It's not always going to be easy. You're going to face resistance, distractions, and moments where you feel like giving up. That's normal. But the key to overcoming these challenges is to focus on progress, not perfection. James Clear explains it beautifully when he says, "You should be far more concerned with your current trajectory than with your current results." If you're heading in the right direction, even if the progress is slow, you're on the right track. Another common challenge is the all-or-nothing mindset. Many people think if they can't stick to their habit perfectly, they fail. That's not true. Missing one day of practice or falling off track for a week doesn't mean you're doomed. What matters is how quickly you get back on track. Here's a piece of advice: don't break the chain. Once you start a habit, try to keep the streak going. If you miss a day, make sure to get back on track the very next day. That way, you'll maintain momentum even through setbacks. I want you to take a moment to reflect on your current habits. What are the small daily actions that are either helping or hurting your progress? Be honest with yourself. Now think about your long-term goals. Are your current habits aligned with those goals? If not, what's one habit you can change or start today to get back on track? You don't have to make huge changes. Start small. Remember, it's not about making drastic, life-altering decisions. It's about being consistent with small actions every day. Grab a pen or open your phone and write down the habit you want to start. Then, identify a way to make it part of your daily routine. Maybe it's something you'll do first thing in the morning or right before bed. What matters most is that you start today. I want to leave you with this. Habits shape your life, but you have the power to shape your habits. You can start today. You can create the life you want by making small, positive changes every single day. It won't be easy, There will be days when you don't feel like it, days when your motivation is low or you're too tired, too busy, or too overwhelmed to stick to your routine. But here's the thing, discipline will take you places that motivation can't. Motivation is fleeting, but habits and discipline are what will carry you through, even when times are tough. Every time you stick to your habit, even when you don't feel like it, you're reinforcing that habit and building your self-discipline. It's these moments when you push through the resistance that will define your success. Remember what Will Durant paraphrased from Aristotle: we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. That's the truth behind success in any area of life. You don't become excellent overnight. You become excellent through small, consistent actions repeated over time. Now, let's get practical. How can you apply these ideas to your everyday life? Let's break it down into 3 steps. First, start small. If you want to build a new habit, don't aim too high at first. Start with something so simple that you can't say no. For example, if you want to read more, don't start by reading for an hour a day. Start with 5 minutes. Once that becomes easy, increase it to 10 minutes, then 20, and so on. The idea is to start small so that you can build consistency and avoid burnout. Secondly, make it part of your routine. Tie your new habit to something you already do. This is called habit stacking. If you want to start exercising daily, do it right after something you already do, like brushing your teeth in the morning. If you want to practice mindfulness, do it right after you make your morning coffee. By attaching a new habit to an existing routine, you're more likely to stick with it. Lastly, track your progress. Use a habit tracker to mark your progress. This can be as simple as checking off a calendar each day you complete your habit. The visual representation of your progress can be incredibly motivating. Seeing those check marks add up will encourage you to keep going. And remember, don't break the chain. If you miss a day, don't miss 2. The faster you get back on track, the more likely you'll sustain your habit over the long term. Of course, building habits isn't just about starting. It's about staying consistent in the long run. So, what do you do when obstacles arise? What happens when life throws you a curveball? Anticipate setbacks. First, understand that setbacks are part of the process. You're going to have days where you miss your habit or get off track. That's okay. What matters is how you respond. Instead of getting discouraged, remind yourself that setbacks are temporary. As long as you get back on track quickly, a missed day or 2 won't derail your progress. It's about the trend over time, not perfection. Focus is on identity, not outcomes. One of the most powerful ideas from James Clear's Atomic Habits is to focus on becoming the kind of person who does the habit rather than fixating on the outcome. For example, instead of setting a goal to lose 20 pounds, focus on becoming the type of person who lives a healthy lifestyle. When your identity is tied to your habits, the outcomes will follow naturally. You're not just trying to achieve something temporarily, you're becoming the kind of person who consistently does the things that lead to success. Celebrate small wins. Finally, celebrate the small victories along the way. Every time you complete your habit, no matter how small it is, take a moment to acknowledge it. Those small wins add up and build momentum. You'll start to feel proud of your consistency, and that positive reinforcement will keep you going. Bill Gates once said, "Most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 10 years. Think long-term. Focus on building habits that you can sustain for years, not just weeks or months." Let's pause for a moment. Take a look at the habits you've identified today. Are they small enough to be sustainable? Are they tied to a part of your routine? Do you have a plan to track them? Write down your answers. If you're ready to take action, Commit to one habit that you can start tomorrow. No, start today. Make it small, make it doable, and commit to doing it for at least 30 days. By the end of those 30 days, you'll have built up enough momentum that it will become part of your routine. Now, let's zoom out and think about the long-term impact of your habits. Imagine the difference a year from now. What if you spent just 15 minutes every day working on a new skill? By the end of the year, you'd have put in 91 hours, enough time to make significant progress in almost any area of life. Or what if you spent just 10 minutes a day learning something new, whether it's reading, studying, or taking an online course? You'd have invested over 60 hours in self-education by the end of the year. That's the power of small, consistent habits. They don't seem like much in the moment, but over time, they lead to massive results. Consider Albert Einstein, who called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. He wasn't just talking about money. The same principle applies to your habits. Tiny actions, repeated consistently, compound over time and lead to exponential growth. The difference between people who achieve extraordinary results and those who don't isn't intelligence, luck, or resources. It's consistency. Those who achieve great things have simply built the habits that allow them to make steady progress every day. So, here's your challenge for today. Pick one habit, just one, that you want to change or start and commit to it for the next 30 days. It could be something as simple as drinking more water, journaling, or spending 10 minutes each day on personal development. Don't try to overhaul your entire life in one go. Start with one small habit and let that be the foundation for more positive changes. Remember, it's the small habits that lead to big results. The life you want to live isn't built in a day. It's built in the tiny actions you take consistently, day in and day out. As Aristotle once said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Are you ready to create the habits that will lead you to success? Start today. Your future self will thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video brought you the motivation and inspiration you needed today. If you enjoyed this content, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more uplifting videos. Your support means the world to us. And by subscribing, you'll never miss out on our latest motivational speeches. Let's keep moving forward together. See you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video brought you the motivation and inspiration you needed today. If you enjoyed this content, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more uplifting videos. Your support means the world to us. And by subscribing, you'll never miss out on our latest motivational speeches. Let's keep moving forward together. See you in the next video.